Hello, Steve White, Steve Hart 79. Star Wars, Rise of the Skywalker. There's a lot of drama. Now, there's been a lot of rumors about how the story leaks, how the story's going to go, what's going to happen. I've kind of been avoiding them because if they're right, I don't want to know because I want to experience the film without knowing too much. I think that's always the best way. And two, some of these are wildly different and can be wildly inaccurate. In the past, some of them have been very accurate, and some of the leaks were real. There were leaks about plot points and that. People said, "Oh, it's rubbish, it's haters," and some of it turned out to be true. So I'm trying to keep an awareness, so I'm not too surprised or disappointed, but I don't want everything spoiled. So I haven't really gotten into it. But something that has come to light, two things. First, we knew they were doing some reshoots or they were redoing a lot of effects and things. That was the two sides of that rumor. One was that they're just redoing effects and tweaking the film. The rest was that the other rumor was that they were actually reshooting massive parts of the film and had been for a while. And they were cutting it incredibly close, and this was like some Star Trek the Motion Picture like level last minute problems. Um, but what has recently come out, and this is from Doomcock, so um, he does seem to have sources and details and do a lot of research, but he also has a definite agenda and a hatred for the Disney Star Wars. So you kind of have to listen with a little bit of salt. Like even when it looks like he's on the ball, you still got to sort of listen with um, neutral ears. But supposedly they've done free tests. They've tested three versions of the film. The first one is and basically the audience was like split between hardcore fans, basic fans, people who sort of know Star Wars but don't buy merchandise, and people who really don't know anything and just go to the movies and watch any old thing, and the actual people who worked on um, the production or were involved in the production who were all there. And apparently the first act did really well. It got a 65. The second act did not so good. Got a 12, and the last act got a 4. And apparently there was a scene where Ray is literally stomping the Emperor's ass, like literally stomping him a new butthole. And people were like laughing, and it did really bad. And they went back to the drawing board and they did a different version, which had apparently had Anakin and Luke in the flesh somehow. We've heard about Force ghosts, but apparently they're back in the flesh, and that I don't know how that's going to work. But that one did better. That got a because the first one overall its tally was 29. The second one got a 65, which obviously is a lot better. So it went over a lot better with the audience. The third version, apparently they brought George Lucas in. He brought parts of the two versions together and reworked some parts and some scenes. Because the second one they did a bit of reworking on Act 2 and 3, but the George Lucas version basically pulled everything together and mixed all the versions and created a new secret surprise Skywalker, who is the last Skywalker, and that just seems like just out of the blue. So I don't know how that's going to work, but apparently that got an 88, so that did actually screen like that rated a lot better with the audience. So who knows what's going to happen? Who knows if this is accurate? I can't. I'm pretty sure they would have been doing test screenings and stuff, so that there is some basis for this. I'm sure some of this is real, that this has actually happened and they have tested. And this happens a lot with films where they test versions, and it's all done by committee and by tests, and there really isn't one main creative force behind the film. So this is probably totally likely, and it's kind of weird and disturbing to think that it's getting this much revision, and who knows what version we're going to get and how it's going to go. But I just want to say something about that because I didn't want to get stuck into the rumors and the spoilers, but this seems like an actual like situation, like the reshoots that's worth like talking about and thinking about. And I am kind of looking forward to seeing the film. I do think there will be some positive elements. I am worried about things going wrong. Apparently Leia was supposed to be the last Jedi, and when she died, that affected that. But apparently they're going to use old footage, repurpose it, not CG it, and she will appear at the end of the film as the last Skywalker. That was what I originally heard, and I'm fine with that. I wish she hadn't passed away and they'd been able to just go along. I wish Ryan Johnson hadn't come in. I wish they were just able to go along and do it as they originally planned. So let's hope it turns out okay. I'm just going to leave it there. Thanks. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment. I like comments. Thanks. Bye.